Well, final clip of the day. Just had some wonderful homemade burritos by Mama. She did up some hamburger and some beans, and we had some wraps. And there's the end of the story for the day. There's the kettle down there on the safety plate, which is going to be bigger tomorrow. There's the cast iron frying pan. Okay, it's 3/4 full of water. What we do is these stoves is I used these stoves for over 14 years when I was growing up on the trap line in the wilderness. These were the cabins. We'd use these on the cabins, not at home. These were temporary, overnight. And you leave it at about just a quarter open, barely a quarter. Right now this is pumping out here because it's just smoldering. It will smolder all night. It has no choice but to smolder all night because it's forced air. It's forcing the air through, creating coals. It won't fire up because it doesn't have enough air to fire up. But the draw on the pipe outside will force that to smolder all night long. In the morning, I'll prove it to you in the next clip. We're going to open that straight up, and it's going to fire right up. Good for about 6 to 8 hours. Sometimes more, depending on how much you load it. I don't want to load it too much. Now we'll put a blanket behind over that window until we can case that window in. But there's enough clearance there that will never catch fire. Okay, that would have to roar. It cannot roar. There is no air intake for it to fire up. Fire needs air. Okay, so that cannot fire up. And that's what the government doesn't want you to know. You can have one of these in the house and it'd be just fine. But oh no. Insurance policy and everything else. It's just the bimbos that use them that have no clue. Now, you shouldn't call them bimbos. It's just uneducated people. You know? I used these for 14 years plus as a kid. Okay? I was out by myself at night. Overnight. Cabins. -40. -30, -35. We'd fire these up. I would fire it up and I'd try to quarter turn, go to sleep, wake up 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and it'd be ice cold. Open up that air intake, the coals would fire up, and the stove would fire right up, and away you go. Heat right away. You load some more logs into it, then you turn it back down to a quarter draw and let it smolder until you're ready to get up and do the day. So, the government don't want people to know that. Free heating. They took all that away when they deforested and took out all the wildlife. Gosh, you can't even feed yourself. Gone are the old days. In comes the new days, and in comes the new days with the famines that are about to come. There's no wildlife to feed the people. Anyways. That's not hillbilly. That's survival. There you go. Thanks for subscribing, sharing, liking, or not liking. See you in the next clip. Bye.